welcome to your workout today. We are going to use some dumbbells, if you have them, for today's workout, and we're also going to talk about some proper stretching techniques to avoid injuring your back. I'll just go over something quickly and show you proper form, but you should always check with your doctor, your provider, or somebody if you have real back issues. I'm not here to diagnose any of that, so get yourself checked out, but also check this video for some proper form and technique. And let's go ahead and get started. Grab your weights, and I'll see you in a second. Hey everyone. Okay, I have this large 15-pound dumbbell. So we're going to start out with a cross back step, and you're going to hold it close to your body, close to your chest, and you're going to squat and cross back step. Come back to the beginning. Squat first and then cross back. Back to the beginning, cross back, and squat, cross back. 2 steps here. Squatting, cross back. Squatting and cross back. Squat, cross back. We're going to do about 20 total. You'll feel it. Squat and cross back. Let's maybe do 5 more. Squat, cross back. Squat, cross back. 2 more. Come back, squat, and cross back. Woo! Feeling those. So the important thing is to remember your posture, your back. Try not to take the exercise into your spine. You want to use your hips for what they're meant to be used for. And that's this hinging motion, not folding from here. So you want to use your legs and then give it a good hinge. We'll go over it again in just a second. Let's do the same thing with the other leg. So again, I have my dumbbell. I'm going to squat and cross back. Squat, cross back. Makes it a lot harder with the weight. Leg day. We're on the final 4, I think. All right, I think 1 more. Oh, my goodness. Let's take a little stretch. Stretch break. So I am bending in a 90-degree angle from my back, trying to keep it in the most neutral position. But what you want to do is come into this squatting position. So to get your proper form, if you're doing deadlifts, you really should check all your moves, your poses, everything. Check in the mirror and make sure you're not bending from here. You're going to use your quads and your hamstrings, and then you're going to pick up the barbell or the dumbbell and be in proper form. This is just an informal tutorial, but it's important to avoid injury. So check out all you can. Make sure you're doing it the right way. Don't go into the gym unless you know what you're doing. And of course, if you're following these videos, be extra cautious. If you're using weights, you're bending, you're flexing. If you have tight hamstrings and the back, these things work together. So you definitely want to keep your hamstrings good and loose. And I would recommend doing a lot of these hamstring stretches. So come into your forward fold, and I'm pushing into my hamstrings. You can also hang over a chair. So I do a lot of these hamstring stretches in a Pilates exercises and yoga. And especially for the guys, I know I'm married to one who has very tight hamstrings. And even when he's playing sports or playing hockey, he has to bend like this to get down. You want to be able to get into this position where you can stretch your legs out and try to reach for the floor. So even if you're just hanging out up here, work on those hamstrings, work on the flexibility, do something every day. But when you're doing these back exercises, you don't want to bend this way. You just want to sit down in those hips. This is what they're made for. This extension and flexion in the hips and this hinging motion, that's what your hips are made for. So don't do it with the back. Use your bend the knees, use your quads and hamstrings, stretch those babies out. All right, let's move on to another thing. So we are going to do a forward lean with a dumbbell. Now I'm taking a lighter one because those were pretty heavy. You can do a lighter weight and grab a wall or a chair for this one. So what you're gonna do is take the dumbbell and lean and touch the ground. So let me hold on to this dumbbell as I'm going down. So you're trying to come down to the floor with the dumbbell. You're using, again, we're doing that bent knee technique, and see if you can do it balancing. But this will help you get into that position. Reach down and aim to touch something on the ground, and you can even stay down here and just pump it up. Use your arm and just pump up with the weight and keep that leg extended. We'll do some on the other leg. So you're going into this topsy-turvy, and you're just leaning forward. I have the dumbbell in my opposite hand. You can always keep it in the same hand as you're leaning down. That might make this a little more of a good balance for you as you're kicking one leg back, or same arm and leg are lifting and lowering. And of course, use a prop on the ground, and then you can kick a leg back, or as your leg is up, you can lower and lift the dumbbell. Those are always good. Those are always good if you want to incorporate some of the strength training. Okay, so now let's see. We're going to push an arm up as we step back into a lunge. So push back and up, making sure you have space behind you. Back and up. Do about 20 of these. You can take that heavier dumbbell if you want to, but I like a little bit lighter. All right, we're going to switch arms. So you're pushing the hand up to the sky as you step back, push, and step. And 20. Woo, okay, that's good. So I'm gonna take the dumbbell now, and we're just gonna push it overhead for about 20. About 20 of those. Carefully set it down, remember that bending technique. And then we're gonna do a single arm pump similar to what we just did and use a squat. So as soon as you catch your breath, you're gonna push up with the arm and out with the leg. Okay, and you're gonna feel those in your shoulders. Tomorrow, step out with the opposite leg. All right, and then we'll go ahead and give it another stretch. Now, as I'm bending over, I've got my back in this neutral position. I'm very aware, I could be using my knees, but I think as long as you're in this neutral position and not forward bending like this, and you're thinking about the hips pushing back, that's gonna be your correct form. So as you look in the mirror and do some of these exercises, push the hips back and forward. So lean, and then you're gonna take some knees into it and just work on it that way so you can get a sense of the proper technique with the legs, the back, the hamstrings, all that good stuff working together. So anyway, thank you for joining me and have a great day. Bye.